Well, this is the new Kia EV6, and if you haven't got one yet, I'm wondering what is stopping you. And if you have got one, let's have a look at all the things they've done to make you upgrade. From here, you will get from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes from its new highly advanced 84 kilowatt battery. And it will go from 0 to 60 in not very many seconds. And the final nought is the deposit. 0 deposit. Spaceship. So if you have the old one, unfortunately you won't have these new lights, which it's only a small thing, a light design. They're good at the back as well. It's just, if this was me, that would really keep me awake at night. And also this goes further, so 361 miles is the range. How usable is the battery and how real is that? We'll find out. We'll also find out that this no deposit thing isn't the only reason why this car should be on your radar. Having driven both, this isn't just better than the last one, this is actually a problem now for a number of car makers, such as BMW and Polestar. And what do we think of this? The new steering wheel, which is a big highlight for me. Look how light this is as well. The car is actually on at the moment, but there's something about the twin color thing. Some people think that this should be in the middle. I love the fact that it's over at the right. The thickness is great. It's all button based, flat at the top, flat at the bottom. What does this remind you of? Do I want to say Defender or Range Rover? I kind of do. Let's have a quick look at what's going on in the cabin, because there isn't a great deal of change here, although I do like the fact that these maps look so good in the daylight. And then you've got a quick glance here at all of your driving electronics, battery care, climate and so on. This is all the same. Twisting for the gears, your power buttons here, there's your heated steering wheel, heated seats, 2 cup holders, then of course your wireless charger, which is interesting because you get a little 3 green lights when it's charging that tells you that it's charging. The sound system is nothing to write home about if it's the standard one, but overall I think in terms of this seat and everything inside this cabin, it's amazing. Look at this twin colours with this centre piece of white going down the middle. Upgrades. This smart cruise now is navigation assisted, so it will do 2 things. Firstly, it knows the speed limit of the road based on the navigation and will slow down in auto cruise or speed up. That's good. The second thing it will do is know there's a corner and it will start to slow down or speed up. If you've got the head-up display, you can actually see the corners, which is very good. Steering, hands-on. Now this is a new hands-on system. So where before it would know your hands were on the wheel, but you would have to do some input, this is better. This enables you to just relax and have your hands on the wheel in a relaxed fashion. You don't have to keep jerking it off. Another thing along these lines are the scanners, which will stop you from pulling out of a junction if there's a car coming the other way. And if you steer into the lane of an oncoming car, the Kia EV6 will steer out of that lane and save your life and the other life. And there's more, because unlike some cars, the sensors don't just help you when you're parking at the rear or at the front, but somehow cleverly also the sides. So if you're pulling out of a space and there's someone maybe coming out of another parking space, or there's a post, or you're in a multi-story and you see the wall when you... Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we do the range test, this isn't my house. It's the very famous Stanton House Hotel Swindon, recently featured by Beta Squad, who took over for a very funny challenge, watched by 8.6 million people. Yeah, pretty similar numbers to what we get, really. So, where are we? What is the state of play? So, 290 miles now, 86%. It's done 2 little short motorway trips already today. One of them was about 40 miles, so that's really good. The real world then is 330 miles of actual range. I think that's interesting. And it's got new preconditioning system. So the last one, yes, had a bit of that going on through the over-the-air updates, but this works more efficiently than that one. And that means that when you're on the way to a 250 kilowatt charger, for example, it will precondition. You've got that built-in thermal prep. Lovely. In the spirit of the Beta Squad Challenge, I ran a battery test, which started at 255 miles, 77%. Quick look at the logo, all past the ice cream van, and used the auto cruise for 45 minutes. No cabin noise, but not much. Start the return, now showing 215. And finally, for the final stats, 60% on return after 1 hour 52 minutes of driving, 58.7 miles, and a consumption of 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour. Not bad, considering this also has a very nice key. Although this key is very beautiful and in some cases will actually park for you when you're outside of the car, there is now also digital key too, which means that this becomes your key. So you can start the car using your phone and you can share your key with someone else, which is very nice, meaning you don't actually need this. You can leave it at home. Give it a little pillow. If you weren't aware, Kia are now the 4th best-selling car brand anywhere, with no fewer than 68 awards, and now 69, even an award from us for winning the Most Awards award. They've come a very long way since the Breezer. Oh, and you really should go and check out how comfortable these seats are and how they move your body. It's very clever. Well, if you have the old EV6, you might be thinking, well, all of these things are technology. You might not even be into tech, but for some people, even the smallest tech change is enough to make them want to upgrade. But I would argue this is enough of a different car. Probably to the dismay of people still saying EVs are a step backwards, cars like this keep moving the conversation forward. It's not just easy to live with, they are generally quite soothing, rewarding, and in some ways actually less stressful than a normal car. And the company that cracks the second-hand market as well will do more than win. They'll unlock a wave. If you haven't driven one before, here's what you can expect. Sleek, sophisticated, sporty, powerful, very thick steering wheel, beautifully soft steering that is so addictive, you will love it. Interestingly though, that's not a polite way of saying that it drives all stiff like an old Golf GTI. It is stiff, and I can hear something, whether it's the rear parcel shelf or my gear that's rattling in the back. 7-year warranty, but there is something they have done which does make this more supple than the last one. That is a new suspension system which uses frequency selective dampers. Inside each damper is a valve, and it works on the frequencies. So in low frequencies or slow movements, the valve will open up, and that gives you that kind of gliding experience. And in faster frequencies, not just speed or force, say for example a pothole, the valve will close and that stiffens the suspension. And believe it or not, none of this happens with a computer. It's a passive, semi-autonomous hydraulic system. And that also helps with everyone's best friend, road noise. It doesn't make a difference really directly. It's more of an indirect thing, because instead of it being a noise entering the cabin thing, it's to do with the vibrations. Less vibrations entering the cabin, you know, that helps. But they've also done this as well. These pillars have been made thicker now, mainly for safety and rigidity of the body, but believe it or not, the B pillar is one of the ways that sound can get into the cabin. Thicker pillars, less noise. And not only have they made some improvements to the sound deadening materials inside the car, but also around the motors. But if you've got the Meridian optional sound system, that has active noise cancellation, which sends noises into the cabin which cancel out things like road noises. And these noises are so quiet and strange that only dogs can hear them. Dogs, very much like this one. This is Riggs, who has 300 million olfactory receptors in his nose. Exactly. And helps me evaluate cars, don't you? As a takeaway, Riggs preferred this car and the clever suspension than he did the Polestar 4. He says, despite liking the Polestar 4 smell more, exactly, this is a better car for long journeys. Can't argue with Riggs. Do you want one yet? Well, I have it on authority. It isn't just you or me, it's other people. A lot of people that have the other electric car that took over the world are now considering these. It's just my opinion, and people I speak to, yeah, like that EV6, good car that. And it's interesting because this doesn't have a really convenient charging network. That says an awful lot. This isn't just a facelift. This gives you a lot to think about.